Don't let yourself go. Everybody cry. Hi everyone, welcome to Indie Ukulele with me, Matt Stead. In a few moments we're going to be looking at a brilliant indie track, breaking it down, and I'm going to be teaching you how to play it for ukulele. If you'd like to download the worksheets for today's lesson, you can do so by following the links in the YouTube description. They're completely free, but if you did want to contribute towards the running costs of my channel, you can either send me a virtual tip in my jar by following the PayPal link below, or there are links in the description with how you can give me a virtual high five or a virtual cup of coffee. Thank you everyone for all your support. It really does keep me going. And don't forget, click subscribe so you never miss out on a video. And if you're able to like and comment on this video as well, that would help out massively. Thanks so much. Let's take a look at today's song. Today we're going to be looking at the song Everybody Hurts by the American band R.E.M. This was released on their 1992 album Automatic for the People and went on to be a single in 1993. We think most of it was actually written by the drummer Bill Berry, which is interesting because his drums don't actually end up on the track. He's replaced by a drum machine. But the rest of the band chipped in with lyrics and a few other things as well. So let's take a look. When the day is long and the night is yours alone. When you're sure you've had enough of this life, well, hang on. Don't let yourself go. Everybody cries and everybody hurts sometimes. Sometimes everything is wrong. Now it's time to sing along when your day is night alone. If you feel like letting go, when you think you've had too much of this life, well, hang on. Everybody hurts. Take comfort in your friends. Everybody hurts. Don't throw your hand. Oh no. Don't throw your hand when you feel like you're alone. Well, no, 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 you're not alone. If you think you're on your own in this life, the days and nights are long. When you think you've had too much of this life to hang on. yourself go. Everybody cries. Everybody hurts. So hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Everybody hurts. So hold on. Everybody hurts. You're not alone. Everybody hurts. In terms of the structure, it's relatively straightforward, and the verses are probably the most straightforward. These were the bits that were written by Bill Berry, the drummer. What we have is the one chord in the key of C, that's C, we're in the key of C, and the four chord, C, D, E, F. So we have a C and an F, and this is a really common thing. It goes right back to folk songs. The one chord, which provides a steady home chord, to the four chord, which gives you a little bit of change, and then back again. So the verses are literally just C and F. When the day is long and the night is yours alone, so on and so forth. Then when we come to the chorus, we have another common thing that happened in folk music, and that's a playoff between the two chord and the five chord. Now the two chord in any key is a minor chord when we play it diatonically. Don't worry too much about the theory for now, but just know in the key of C, when we play the two chord, we play C, D, some form of D chord, and it's usually a D minor, which is exactly what we have here. Don't let yourself, and then we go to the five chord, which is kind of a way of building a little bit of tension. Back to the two. 'Cause everybody cries. Then after we've done this all the way through the chorus, and everybody hurts, we have this kind of almost like an outro or a post-chorus, but really it's just the verse chords again. C and F. We'll take a look at the chords to the bridge when we get there in a little while. There's something quite interesting happening there. But for now, let's just take a look at the time signature. This song is in 6/8 timing. 6/8 timing kind of throws people a lot of the time. But if you really analyse it and just get into the important parts, it's really simple to play. The bottom number is in 6/8. The 8 just means that each beat in a measure is an eighth note, which is otherwise known as a quaver. Now, you could get into the theory and the timing of that in quite a lot of detail, but to keep things simple, just think of it as fast down strums. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when we're strumming a 4/4 time, normally those strums, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, would have that offbeat in between. In this one, just short, sharp, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down, 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 down. Which brings us on to the top number in 6/8, the 6. It just means there's 6 of those per measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth. What makes 6/8 different to 3/4 timing? A lot of people ask me, isn't it just 3/4 timing, just played kind of twice as quick? It's not quite as simple as that. It comes down to the pulse. In music, we have something called the pulse, which is like the musical heartbeat. And in 3/4 time, we have one pulse per measure on the first beat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. In 6/8 time, we have a strong pulse on 1 and a weaker pulse on 4. You can think of it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, on 4, that's where the weaker pulse is. Really, it doesn't affect us too much. If we're playing with a drummer, they might hit their bass drum on 1 and the cymbal on 4, something like Bum, 2, 3, 5, 6. Bum, 2, 3, 5, 6. All about the feel. Now in this song, this really plays to our advantage because it's quite a strict song. Every single chord all the way through this is played for 2 measures. And think of 2 measures as 2 lots of 6. So in the verses we have 2 measures of C followed by 2 measures of F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again and again. You'll get used to counting those measures along. And the more that you play, the more that will feel so natural. Exactly the same thing in the chorus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So on and so forth. So this is going to make it really easy to count. Just play 2 lots of 6 on every single chord. Now excuse the headless torso talking to you. I thought it would be easiest to show you this picking pattern with a close-up shot. First thing I want you to notice is as I'm doing this finger picking pattern, my arm is coming over the top of the ukulele. This is often called short arm in classical guitar playing. It's not coming from the side here, which would be long arm. I'm coming over the top. And I'm just resting this part of my arm on the top of the ukulele. And then I'm dangling these fingers down. Notice that creates a nice arch, so I'm not having lots of contact with the ukulele, just a little bit there. Another important thing to notice is the angle of my fingers, okay? These are at 45-degree angle to the strings roughly. They're not this, which would be like a 90-degree angle. They're not this, which would be like the other 90 degrees. They're right in the middle, almost like a diagonal coming down the strings. That allows me to get roughly the same tone and timbre with each of these fingernails. I tend to bring my hand position a bit further back than where I strum, just because then I can dig into the strings without getting caught up on the fretboard. Now, what your strings are going to do is we're going to pick the G string down with our thumb. This will work on low G as well as high G. Then we're going to pick up on the C string with our index, on the E string with our middle, and on the A string with our ring. You don't have to have long nails like mine, by the way. I tend to rest my little finger on the soundboard just to have something to pull off, but you can have it floating if you prefer. And the pattern in terms of the timing is 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. We number the strings 1, 2, 3, 4. If you prefer to think of it as string names, it's G, C, E, A, E, C. Do you see how we're basically going to the bottom string physically nearest the floor? And then we're coming back again. There and then back again. There and then back again. And you can see how that falls beautifully into our 6/8 timing, because if I count those picks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice that my fingers, after they've picked, they're curling up into my hand, but they're staying not far from the strings, which means I can get back for another pick quite easily. Here it is as a diagram on your sheet. This is on the first page of your sheet. Whenever we do these types of diagram, it's just like with tablature. The lowest note on the sheet, this one here, is your G string, C string, E string, A string. It's kind of like it's upside down, but you'll get used to it after a while. So we're playing thumb on the G string, index, middle, ring, and back up again. So each one of those is a measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to keep this going through most of the song. And if we know that each of those is a measure, we just have to do 2 on each chord. Let's try a C chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Then an F chord. Just practice changing those 2. C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. F, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. F. Fantastic. So So now we know the time signature and we know the picking pattern. We can put those things together and we can play the first verse, the first chorus, the little outro of the chorus, the next verse and the next chorus. They're all going to use exactly the same technique and timing. Just so you can practice this, let's perhaps try a little intro of C to F twice. Then we'll play the first verse and chorus so you can get an idea of how it goes. So remember, we're going to be playing 2 lots of the picking pattern on every chord. Let's give it a try. Coming after 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C. F. And again. Just keep that going now. When the day is long and the night is yours alone. When you're sure you've had enough of this life, well, hang on. Here comes our chorus, a D minor. Don't let yourself go. Everybody cries and everybody hurts sometimes. Sometimes everything is wrong. Now it's time to sing along. Did you notice coming out of the chorus I held the G chord, the very last one? So on the final, and everybody hurts, what I'm doing is I'm playing the G from top to bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm just touching that G string on beat 1 with my thumb. So from the D minor, and everybody hurts, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, stop. And then I come back in on the sometimes. Sometimes. And I just keep that going on C and F. Sometimes everything is wrong. Now it's time to sing along. When your day is night alone. And you just keep that going through the second verse and the second chorus. Sounds really effective, but it's really simple once you get used to it. Remember, if you're struggling with this pattern, take it really slow. Start at a slower tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. When the day is long, just practice it slowly, and then as you become more confident with the changes, then start to bring the pace up. And if you absolutely hate that pattern or you're just finding it too difficult, you can just strum down gently with your thumb. When the day is long, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you've got options there. If you've been following my videos, and particularly these indie ones, you'll know that indie bands tend to break the rules in terms of songwriting. Usually in a key, there are particular chords that you would expect to come up. In the key of C, that would be C, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, and then something called a B diminished. So we have several chords in this next part, the bridge, that shouldn't belong. It's a really common thing to happen in indie music. It's almost like this part of the song is modulating into a new key. But don't sweat that too much. Let's have a look at the chords first. These are all still played for 6 beats, twice, so 2 lots of 6 or 2 measures. The first one is an E major. Now, the most common way to do this is to place a finger down here at the 2nd fret of the A string and then do a kind of backwards mini bar over the 4th fret. So this finger here is just touching the G, C and E strings. So G, C and E with this one and A with this finger. Quite a tricky one to do. A lot of people struggle with this. Another way, if you are doing it this way, is to keep that finger there and actually reach over with 3 fingers. These are covering, again, the G, C and E strings. And then we reach back to this finger here on the 2nd fret. That would be another one. And that is a perfectly valid E to do at this point in the song. It will sound really nice. Because I quite like to bar chords because you can move them up and down, I really like to play this E this way. I put my index finger over the whole of the 4th fret, and then I put my little finger up here. Notice the dot is on the 7th fret. Okay. Now that's a movable E. It's like we've taken a C chord and moved it up. Our index finger is taking the place of the nut, basically. So that's how I play this one. Now, at this point in the song, I also like to down strum with my thumb to give it a bit of dynamic. So I've come away from a picking pattern. This time I'm just going to either down strum using the pad of my thumb or the nail of my index finger. You can do either. Versus, notice how the nails has a lot more presence. So it depends how much you want that dynamism to come up. If you want it not quite so intense, use the pad of your thumb. More intense, use your nails. Notice I also did something when I came down to the A minor. Now on your sheets, the A minor is shown the standard way, which is to put a finger on the 2nd fret of the G string and then nothing on the E, C, E and A strings. But I actually tend to play my A minor in this song using my index finger up here and my 3rd finger or little finger down on the A string at the 3rd fret. The reason that works is the notes that make up A minor are A, C and E, and then we repeat an A. So A, C and E are the notes that make up an A minor. And when we do this one, it's still an A minor because we're playing A, C, E and another C. That one is a high C. The reason I like to do this is, notice I can kind of swoop down with this little finger to that 3rd fret. It kind of helps me with my positioning. And then when I do the opposite, I can swoop up with that little finger and then flatten to that against that 4th fret. It just makes it a smoother transition. Let's have a try of that. Okay, so just remember we're doing 2 lots of 6, 2 measures of 6 beats on each of these chords. So we'll do 2 lots of 6 on the E, followed by 2 lots of 6 on the A minor. Come in after 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't throw your hands. Oh no. Oh no. Same again. Don't throw your hands. So with this second part of the chorus, we have a B flat, followed by an F, another B flat, and then a G minor. G minor, a lot of people struggle with this one, just remembering it. I kind of think of it almost like an F7 chord moved downwards. Okay, you'll get used to it with time. Now, the B flat one, this is a chord that everybody hates when they first start playing ukulele. There's 2 different ways you can play it. You can bar the whole of the 1st fret using your index finger. If you are doing that, try and avoid the strings from falling into the creases of your finger. You can experiment by just playing the bar and making sure each of the strings rings out true and clear. If this happens, you might find that it's fallen into the crease of one of the creases of that finger. Also, remember you only really need to push down with the lower part of your finger because the top 2 strings are covered by these fingers, okay? So that would be one way of doing that B flat. The other way is to drop this index finger down so that it only covers the E and A strings. That's perfectly fine as well. You'll get the same chord. Notice when I do that, that my fingers are angled to reach the strings better. They're not straight like this. they're angled here. I like this one because it allows you to pivot on this index finger to the F that comes afterwards. And then we do it again back down. And then I can drop down relatively comfortable to that G minor. Should we give it a go? So from the B flat, remember 2 lots of 6 on each chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When you feel like you're alone, no, 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 you're not alone. And at the end of this section, I like to pause. In terms of the timing, when you hit your G minor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, I just hit the first beat of the next measure, let that hang, and then I go back to my finger picking pattern on C and F. And I like to do a couple of these instrumentally, just to set the mood. So that will sound like this. If I go from the B flat part, when you feel like you're alone, well, no, 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 you're not alone. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you're on your own, and we go into the next verse. Now we're basically there, folks. For the last verse and chorus, I like to go back to our picking pattern that we started with because it brings the dynamics down. It's like we've worked our way up in that bridge. It gets kind of more and more intense. And then we stop at the end of that bridge with that G minor, and then we're coming back in and everything's coming down. That's what happens in the original record, and we're kind of replicating that as best we can on the ukulele. So for the next verse, if you're on your own, back to our picking pattern. And when we get to the next chorus, keep that going. Don't let yourself go. Everybody cries. Everybody hurts. Now here, for the outro, it's just C and F like a verse. I like to go back to my strumming to build up again. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Now this bit is up to you how much you want to keep it going. Sometimes I like to build it a little bit using my nails as well. And you have to decide if you're playing this on your own whether you're going to sing the main vocal or the backing vocal. Either's fine. So you could keep singing hold on, hold on. Notice I'm really hammering it now. Hold on. Or everybody hurts. Hold on. Not alone. So it's up to you there. I like to do a little bit of variation between all of those, but that's it. Really simple song, but absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Just before we finish, let's have one last playthrough. You can play along with me if you like, or you can just have a listen to see how it goes so you can copy that at home. Just enjoy it, and thank you so much for all your support this week again. Take care, everyone. When the day is long and the night is yours alone. When you're sure you've had enough of this life, well, hang on. Don't let yourself go. Everybody cries, and everybody hurts sometimes. Sometimes everything is wrong. Now it's time to sing along when your day is night alone. If you feel like letting go, when you think you've had too much of this life, well, hang on. Everybody hurts. Take comfort in your friends. Everybody hurts. Don't throw your hand. Oh no. Don't throw your hand when you feel like you're alone. Well, no, 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 you're not alone. If you think you're on your own in this life, the days and nights are long. When you think you've had too much of this life to hang on. Don't let yourself go. Everybody cries. Everybody hurts. So hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Everybody hurts. So hold on. Everybody hurts. You're not alone. Everybody hurts. If you'd like to find out more about my teaching, and if you'd like to learn more of these indie songs or any other type of ukulele songs, take a look at my website mattsteadukulele.com. The whole indie ukulele playlist will be here. There's going to be many more of these to come, but you can also find all my other courses. I have sequential courses to take you through one step at a time: beginner's ukulele, intermediate ukulele, next steps ukulele, playing up the dusty end, and uke theory, which is all about music theory on your ukulele. And you'll also find information there about my Kanakapila sessions, which is where we play live together every Monday evening, and every other Wednesday I have a live event as well, so you can learn all about it there, mattsteadukulele.com. Again, if you've enjoyed this and you'd like to contribute towards the running costs, it really does help me to keep everything going. You can give me a virtual tip in my jar here at my PayPal account, or you can follow the links in the description where you can give me a high five or a virtual cup of coffee, and they do turn into real cups of coffee, I absolutely promise. And don't forget to click subscribe so you know when the next video is, and if you can, like and leave a comment, that would be fantastic. I also have a Facebook group where lots of my students, whether they be YouTube students or physical students, get together and share ideas, share videos. It's a really warm, welcoming space, and the links to that are in the description as well. For now, I'll see you in the next lesson. Take care everyone, and Yukon.